Hello and welcome to Mastering Microsoft Excel video series. This is video number 43 where we're going to talk about how do I use indirect function inside the VLOOKUP to create a kind of a dynamic reporting system. Without much ado, let's get into the Excel screen and let's start exploring this option. Okay, so in the last video 41 and 42, we understood that when the column positions are dynamic, how do you manage that? Yeah, so we saw VLOOKUP with the column function, we saw VLOOKUP with the match function. So in this video, we are talking about how do you manage the dynamicity in the table array itself. The table in which you're searching the value, can I have that dynamic? Example that I have 5 tables. I want to have a drop down in which I would say, hey, search in table 2, search in table 3. So can I have a choice in deciding in which table it has to search? So that's what we're going to see here in this video, and that magic is going to happen with the help of indirect function inside the VLOOKUP. So I'm so excited to see how these guys work together. Let's go ahead and check it out. Alright, so this is the file I'm using for this particular video. So first let me explain you this report and then you will understand the context here. So here I have 5 years of the salesperson's performance. So right from 2019 till 2023. And they are similar structured data which you can observe here. I got 10 guys working for me. So I got their 5 years of data with me. All I want to achieve a system over here in the last sheet is, in the first table, I want to achieve something like, if I type sales 2019 here, it should pick up the sales value of these guys from the 2019 table. If I say 2021, it should be picking up the data from 2021 table. So I want to change the table itself here of my choice. So if you want to achieve this system, there are a couple of things you have to check. First, where your tables are present, because that decides your approach. Now in this case, my tables are present in the same file. So when the tables are present in the same file, then yes, VLOOKUP with indirect function will help you to achieve this system. So if you watch here, I got the respective tables in the same file in different sheets. It can be the same sheet, can be different sheet, but this system does not work when these reports are in different workbooks or different files. The second thing, in order to make this to work, I converted my individual reports into a table format by converting them into tables, and I have given the names for them as well. If you see here, I'm in the first sheet, year 1, and the name for this table I have given is sales 2019. Likewise, I go to the year 2 sheet and the sales 2020 is the table name. So I have converted each of these data into table format using Control T or format as table tool, and I've given the name in the table design tab like sales 2019, 20, 21. So how much ever I have it, I've given the names. So the first process is you need to check where your tables are before you're going to use this approach. It has to be in the same file, between the sheets or in the same sheet. The next thing, you have to convert them into table and give the names for you to identify the tables. Once you have completed those naming process, now it's ready to bring it to your report side. So I go to the sheet where I'm going to pull the report. So the first table I'm going to try to get it is here. I want to pick up for whichever year I'm going to type in here. Right now it is 2020. So let's go ahead and write the formula equal to VLOOKUP. This is salesperson I want to search, and I want to search in sales 2020. So this is the table I want to search, comma, in that table the sales values are there in the second column because they're all similar structured data, and the sales value in the second column. So I'm going to type 2, and I want to get the exact match of it, which is false. I'm going to hit enter, and I'm going to drag the formula down, and that's going to get the work done for me. But now when I go here and change it to 2022, will it work? The answer is no, because this is the table name in my formula is hard coded. I have not referred to any cell. So I'm trying to do that right now. So instead of me typing this sales 2020 over here, I'm going to take it from the cell B1, which is where I want to type the table name, and I want to take the value from that particular table. And I'm going to select that cell. I'm going to make that cell constant, because when I drag it, it should not get changed, because everywhere it should pick up from the table which is typed in the B1 cell. So when I hit enter and drag the formula down for the next cells, I don't get the answer. The problem here is, even though I referred the right cell, the correct cell B1, which holds the table name, but Excel is not able to differentiate whether the B1 cell is holding a normal text value or a table name. Now I have to help the Excel to differentiate that, and saying that, hey, whatever you have in B1 is not a value, it's a table name. So try to treat that B1 not as a direct value, it is indirectly referring to a location. So that B1, which is holding my table name, I'm putting it inside the indirect function. Now the indirect will tell the VLOOKUP, hey, whatever is there in B1, it's an indirect reference to a table, a location. So go to that location and start working. Yeah, so the moment I hit enter right now, the magic happens. You can see here. So the change what I've done in my formula to show you that we just used indirect and referred the cell which is holding our table name. Now the interesting part, if I go here and change it to 2019, it is now picking up the value from 2019. If I want to see it for 2021, all I have to do is just change them, and it's going to do it. And assume that, or imagine how this will be really amazing if this is connected to a chart, and the chart would also change as and when you change the value. So if I go here and type for 2023, the values are shifting. If I want it for 2019, when I change it, it's going to do it for 2019. That's amazing, isn't it? Now this is happening because of indirect. Now the same idea can be expanded when you want to do a comparative study between 2 years. Let's say, for example, I want to do comparison between 21 and 22 year. So I want to write the same formula, equal to VLOOKUP, search this, comma, indirect of the cell which is holding my table name, comma, second column, and false. The same idea. I'm expanding to the furthermore analysis. I'm going to just double click and get it done, and I'm going to write the VLOOKUP again for the 2021, the next year. I want to compare and indirect of this cell where I'm taking the table name from, and second column, and I'm looking for exact match. Close the braces and drag the formula down, and that's going to get the work done. So you can see that now I'm seeing 2 years of data. Again, I can take this to a chart and I can do a comparative study between the 2 years. Now I can compare any 2 years, for example, 2019 versus 22 or 2019 versus 20, and the magic happens again. This is because of the indirect function. Last but not the least, in case if you want to do it for a 5-year trend analysis, I can expand the same idea by just using the same indirect formula, referring to the cell which holds my table name, column where I want to extract it from, and then if I just copy and paste it across, this time I'm seeing 5 years of data for one person. Again, I can take this to a bar chart or a line chart to show how his performance were over the period of 5 years. So now I'm seeing the data for salesperson 1. If I change here for salesperson 6, and I'm seeing his data, and for the salesperson 5, and this is his data. So I can use the same idea. I'm just giving you the thought process that the same indirect function with the VLOOKUP does the magic for you. And if you are a person involved in MIs, reportings, visualizations, take this idea and let me know in the comment section, how did you feel about this input? All right, so we'll catch up again in another interesting input in the Microsoft world. Until then, take care of yourself. Signing off, Hariharan.